Hey, what's up, man?
Man, how's it going? Look at you with
Good.
that color, the microphone, you got it all going on.
Yo, I was just about to say the same thing about you. I was going to be like, yo, that
Oh,
hat.
this is boring. You've actually got it going.
That's amazing. I also wanted to point out, I only got 5 minutes, but I painted my nails to match. I think that's important for everyone to know.
Now you're just
Uh,
now you're just showing off.
you're right. Who's this about? This is about you. Um, okay, so first off, I want to say we've only seen the first 4 episodes, but I'm really, really enjoying the show. I feel very lucky to be seeing it ahead of time and whatnot. I think it's beautiful work, so thank you for that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course. So this show is coming at a time when we're starting, we're starting to see this. I don't want to say critical mass, but we're seeing a lot of Black art being made, and finally starting to hit the sort of mainstream. And I see a parallel between this show, right, where Black people had to sort of fight tooth and nail to get into these, these spaces that were considered white. Do you see the show as sort of like a parallel between the experience getting the show made?
Oh, getting it made? Well, without question. I mean, I would say the parallel is that when I first wanted to do this, which is stretching back to be a writer for TV, which is
Mm-hmm.
stretching back like 15 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
it was a completely different industry. We didn't have Lena Waithe then. We didn't have Ava DuVernay then. We didn't have Shonda Rhimes then, right? So
Mm-hmm.
like, there was no roadmap for someone like me who wanted to do this. And that has largely been the case in this industry for many, many decades. We are just, I wouldn't even call it critical mass just yet. I think that's being kind. I think we're just getting started.
Sure.
Uh,
Yeah.
and I think people like Lena, who actually she opened a door for me as a storyteller. So I feel it's incumbent upon me to open that same door for the next wave of folk. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. What has it been like working with Lena? Excuse me.
I mean, amazing in every way since day one. Like she is what you think she is. She's a champion for Black folk. She's a champion for Black voices. She's a champion just for strong storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
From day one, she made me feel like a partner. You're about to meet her. I was intimidated. I didn't know what to expect. We sat down for brunch, and she just instantly launched in, and it was like we were making the show from the first minute we sat down together. And
Yeah,
I had lucked out, found the perfect partner. Yeah.
that's amazing. I actually interviewed Lena Waithe like a few years ago, and I had a similar experience. I was so nervous. I was like, oh my God, it's Lena Waithe.
I
But she
think she
was,
knows she can be intimidating.
yeah. I was like, oh my God. But she was super dope. She was wearing like the coolest sweater. So it was a great experience. And then I saw that, you're having your South by Southwest experience a year ago. It was almost when South by Southwest got canceled, blah, blah, blah. But what was your experience like? It seemed like you were having a great time.
Oh, the South by, oh my God. Well, first of all, like, it's just the coolest festival. And I've heard that. I've wanted to go forever. And the fact that we got to sit down with Jada Pinkett Smith, of all people, and of all people, and discuss
Mm-hmm.
this, she was the perfect person to do that. I was so thankful that she did. So it was just a tremendous experience. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah. And then are there any, I'm sure people have been asking you this. Can you give any hints as to where this anthology might go? Because I'm so curious as what the next season's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, what I can say is that the people will change, the place will change, and the time period will change. But the thing that will stay the same every time is that we really are going to take folks who have historically been at the margins of these kinds of stories and put them front and center in their own
Okay.
story, American Terror. So that will stay true every season.
Okay, perfect. But you've got the next several plotted out already.
All 10, baby.
Yes. I love that. I almost clap, but I don't want to ruin the audio.
Don't mess up those nails.
Exactly. You get it. They're still a little wet. Great to see you both. This is an amazing show. We've only seen the first 4 episodes, which is like really nice, but it's also such a tease. I wish I knew how this ended.
Yeah.
But thanks, y'all, for some amazing work.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Shahadi, I did want to ask, I've seen you in a bunch of stuff now, always really, really incredible work. I saw you in Hairspray and Us. Do you sort of seek out projects that sort of, that you think have sort of a deeper impact?
Most definitely. I mean, when it comes to this industry, there are very little projects that you see that have such depth to it. And I feel like I sort of attract myself to those kinds of roles when it comes to choosing the next project for me to do. But for right now, I think that I would love to do like another genre of film, just because my past 2 projects have been horror and I don't want to be like stuck in that box,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're doing great work. So
Thank
dope,
you.
no matter what genre you're in. Because Hairspray wasn't horror, you know? That was great.
It wasn't, but yeah.
Yeah. Melody, you did incredible work as well. You're in some of the scariest scenes in this entire, on the 4 episodes that I saw. When you were watching, or when you were filming these, did you know how terrifying they were going to be?
Well, in real life movies, it was terrifying, and some scenes were like not terrifying because me, I love them. It's just fun. But I definitely knew it's definitely gonna be scary on the TV because if it's this scary when you're shooting, it's definitely gonna be scary when it comes out. So
yeah,
it was definitely hard being upset, like in racism.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard. It's tough.
Yeah, I'm not sure I could have pulled it off. Because I know they add a lot of stuff in post production and whatnot, but it was already pretty scary just looking at it. And Shahadi, there's like a lot of your scenes are great. They're fantastic. Those classroom scenes in particular, like there's a scene that's really close up in your face and the kids are sort of like talking about you and whatnot. That really broke my heart, like your performance. What are you sort of drawing from this role, for this role?
When it came to that scene specifically, I was a little bit worried about shooting it because I wanted to get it right.
Mm-hmm.
So that I didn't have to shoot that for long, because it messes with you a little bit, you know? Sometimes you, as an actor, you can't like separate yourself from the character. So it can be difficult. It can be like you as an actor are taking the stress from your character, which isn't fair to you, you know? It's not fair.
Yeah.
So I tried my hardest to, you know, remember everything about our blocking and the cameras, and to make sure that I was giving a good performance each time. And then of course, after every time that they would say cut, it would be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I feel so mean.
But you know what, the commitment was really what impressed me. And like, you're watching a show and sometimes you don't expect to be hit that hard. It was very relatable feelings.
Yes.
And then Melody, so I just saw that you are also promoting a movie with Kevin Hart. Girl, you're so busy right now. What do you do to relax? What do you do to chill?
Definitely call some of my friends, like my cousins. I definitely call them the most. And I mostly just hang out with my family. I'm on break.
So. Oh, okay, tight. Because I had the hardest time just like being in school generally. So this is wild that you're getting all this done. Congrats to you. And then I wanted to ask, did you all get to interact with Lena Waithe at all? What's it been like working with her?
We did. We got to meet her first time at our first table reading when we had when I first flew in to LA. And then she would kind of come on set like a few times a month. And then we got to see her, just have a conversation about how the process is going. And she would just say, you know, like, I'm so proud of you. You're doing amazing things. I've been seeing some of the shots. And I guess it felt good to see her and to get some validation, and it was nice. It was nice getting to know that we were on the right track.
Oh, I love that. That's amazing. They're telling me I got to wrap it up, but just wanted to once again congratulate y'all on some great work.
Thank you so much. Also, your name sounds like the singer Don Toliver.
I know. I have so many stories around that. I'll have to let you know later. Okay. Thanks, y'all. Hey, y'all. What's up?
Hey. What's up?
It's good. Your backgrounds both look incredible. It seems like you coordinated it, and I appreciate that.
Unintentional as well.
Okay, perfect. So I should have been surprised, but I think a lot of people will be surprised to know just how white Compton was. I know we all know about the Great Migration and whatnot, but for some reason I thought Compton was just black. But this show do you think the show will sort of serve as a reminder like how far we've come and how much pain it took to get to where we are? Like there's the three of us even in this room.
Yeah, I think that definitely it will be a reminder of that, but it will also remind people of how far we are still yet to come, to be honest with you. I mean, the things that they'll see, that they will realize is still going on today. You know, the fact that this series is a period piece, but it's also very timely. I think it won't, I hope that it's not lost on people. And when you mentioning Compton, the unfortunate thing is that this story could have, you know, could have took place really anywhere in America and a lot of places in America. And I hope that people have that moment of, wow, I didn't know that. And just knowing that the way that all these neighborhoods are kind of set up was not by accident.
Yeah.
And I hope that people really see that and they, you know, ask more questions and it starts a much needed conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like very recent history. Like my father was part of the Great Migration. Like this wasn't even that long ago. You know what I'm saying? And then Deborah, I saw that on your IG, this is kind of like, it's like emotional, but I saw on your IG, you said you're hoping to make like your younger self proud. Do you think that like your young self would be sort of blown away by the work you've done here?
Oh man, you're not gonna make no, you're not. Yeah, you know, because I was always an artist. I was always so passionate. I had all these dreams in my head. I was always really shy. And to be an adult that has been able to kind of overcome that shyness, and you know, it blows my mind right now, and I can only imagine how my younger self would feel. You know, that the girl in that picture was them to a lot of people. The girl in that picture was, you know, other. The girl in that picture was a threat to people. That blows my mind.
Yeah.
That someone could see that little girl and feel like she's a threat. Someone could see, you know, Melody and Shahadi and even Ashley and think like, you know what I mean? So I just really hope that I hope she's proud of me. I think she is.
She is.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you.
That's absolutely beautiful. And thank you for, you know, being vulnerable in this moment, because I need to hear stuff like that. Actually, I don't want to leave you out. I got 1 minute here, but I was on your Instagram too, because that's what you do, you know. And first off, didn't know you were a killer musician. I was listening to your music all morning, walking around, getting ready. And then second, I saw that you listed your 5 films that really inspired you. Do you sort of bring those into this performance? Like, how do you sort of bring those, you know, those influences into this?
Yeah, like I think, you know, I've always had a longing to, since very young, just seeing people that look like me on the screen. You know what I mean? Because like growing up, especially where I grew up in the UK, we didn't really see that for a long while. So we would look to a lot of American films. So we had a lot of influence from those films. A lot of my early films that I would watch were American, based on the Black American experience. You know, I'll be watching Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, and I was really young watching it, but it was just amazing to see people that look like me telling authentic stories in an authentic way, lit super well, so they look amazing. And that's what it's like with them. You know what I mean? When you look at the screen and you look at us, you look at Deborah, she looks amazing. She looks like a Hollywood star. You look at me, the skin is popping. You look at the little girls, they look beautiful. And it's just like, you know, this is how we want to see ourselves. You know what I mean? We don't want to see ourselves through the lens of like someone else. You know what I mean? This is a story written by a Black man, executive produced by a Black man, someone who looks like us. Lena Waithe is on board. So, you know, this is why the story looks this way, because it's like a story by us, told by us, with a Black family at the center of the narrative. So yeah, you know, I'm just, like you talking about younger selves, I feel blessed to really be here, man. You know, it's amazing. It's like I'm in a great position to even be here, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this was I got lost in that answer. Jesus, thanks y'all so much for this interview. This is one of my favorites ever. Yeah, I do have to wrap up, but just once again, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you.
Bless up.